morning. It is Friday morning with our Charlotte Mason vlog week 10, which I feel like I'll just say to this week was not a very, I can't say wasn't a Charlotte Mason week, but it was not a schedule following week whatsoever. So this experiment, in order to finish the term that I planned out, will probably have to go beyond our 12 weeks. Which is okay. We are riding the bumps. We are home and it is bumpy as expected. So I will just give you our little weekly vlog update, I guess, this morning. Okay, so we have arrived home. We came home, I guess, Saturday. We had a fairly restful Sunday, putting things away and stuff like that, trying to get unpacked. But then we went like right into all the things that I was having such a wonderful rest from being away from home. And it is so, there's two things that have really been like just really apparent to me and maybe what's healthy for my mind, if I can say that. And one thing is the things on the schedule, the appointments, the to-dos, what we volunteer to do, what we sign up to do. And then the other thing would be the clutter in my house. I've never thought I was a clutter person actually. But my back was injured, my tailbone was injured this year, which led to a back injury, which led to me accumulating little places of clutter. And even though I tidied my house before we moved away, I came back from that minimalist house and I was like seeing all the piles. So there was a lot of, just home clutter that was clogging my brain as soon as we walked in the door because it was such a stark change from before. And then also all the things on the to-do list. So I will just start off by saying we did nothing on our schedule. We didn't do our regular Bible reading. We didn't do our copy work, memorization, intentional narration. We maybe did narration like naturally through life. We did do sports. We did do shop class. The kids and I like built a hamster cage. I should show you guys. We also are building a chicken run without Daddy because we're farmers. So this is seeding time. Daddy is like 100% on the field. So we got to do a lot of stuff ourselves here. And I've been doing greenhousey things with the kids too. So my little plants and everything are coming up nice. Gardening, so taking care of the yard, lots of time outside, lots of nature. That's why I say I can't say it wasn't a Charlotte Mason week because I think some of this she may approved of. Plus we did some read alouds. So it wasn't the read alouds on our schedule, but it was still read alouds. So anyways, plus my work to-do list, like the painting that I do for other people is, I have to work ahead for the summer for my vacation time. So I have a big workload. So I have a big workload and homeschooling was a big load. And those two things kind of took a back seat to all the things that we had to do. I have one son with a back injury that happened on a trampoline while we were away. We had seen a walk-in doctor there. We had to go back to a doctor and a chiropractor here and get x-rays done. He is okay, but it might be a slow muscle recovery in the particular place that's injured. So he is in a lot of pain and he's also my oldest, biggest helper and he's not able to help. So mommy has to do all the heavy lifting, which is fine. Heavy lifting as in like a water bucket to the chickens. Anyways, but it's a little bit more steps for me. And then my middle son, the one who is, he is health compromised when he gets a cold. We've got oxygen tanks at home. We've got nebulizers. We've got extra meds. Like he's got a big, long health history that I don't really want to go into. And as he gets older, I want to share less and less about it because it's like his thing. And our life doesn't revolve around the hospital like it did when he was younger either. He hasn't been admitted to the hospital for a cold in just over a year. So that has been a huge milestone for us. And so anyway, he has got a cold. And it's throwing us all for a little bit of a loop right now, just because it means we're not in a hospital, but it means a lot of nursing from me at home, nursing, monitoring, checking oxygen saturations, not statistics, saturations, and all this care. Again, I don't want to go into it all, but it's just a big chunk of things that are a lot more than the typical cold. So I have to juggle all of that. I don't want to make this a complaining video of like, look at all this things that I'm doing that are hard. We came into doctor's appointments. That happened this week. We were in the doctor's twice. We went to the hospital once. We went to the chiropractor once for 2 of us. We also had soccer. Soccer has started. So before I left, I knew I wouldn't be here for the first few weeks of soccer, but for some reason, our small town, they just have a really hard time getting volunteers. So I always volunteered for the little guys because those are just like soccer games. I like soccer. I've played soccer in like a recreation way. I don't actually know a lot of the soccer rules, but I've played and then I just count on the referee to tell me if I'm doing something wrong. My most formal playing was during Bible school years, and that was indoor soccer, so it's a little bit different. Anyway, so one of my biggest stressors this week was I got to soccer on Tuesday night expecting to help out with the U5s, and they were like, no, we need you on U7s. There's 70 kids registered and not one parent volunteered. So me and another gentleman who's, I don't know, I think he's like a year out of high school, something like that. We took them and we split them into 2 groups, and he took 35 and I took 35, and I just played my U5 games with them. But these are U7 kids. These are kids where a lot of them actually want to put on pennies and actually want to go play soccer, and they actually need to learn the rules in U7. So I have a bunch of research to do this week. I am really hoping that someone will see, like every once in a while, a parent will see like, oh, there's like not very many coaches. Maybe I should offer to help. So maybe someone will come help us. I hope so. And talk about an opportunity to practice what we preach to our kids. I always tell my kids, you can learn anything you want to learn. You can do anything you want to do if you put the effort into learning how. Anyway, so that's been in my brain space too, because I'm like, I gotta research, I gotta like look at U7 level drills. I've never helped with that age group before, as well as I need to really know the rules for soccer as they apply to a U7 group so that I can help. And I'm just not quite sure how to manage 35 children by myself with all their parents watching and do all that. But I did it last week, I did it on Tuesday. So that was my Tuesday. Monday was appointments. Tuesday was soccer. I mean, amongst other things, I cleaned the chicken coop and we started building our run over there. Monday, I was tilling the garden. And then I actually went over we have a new neighbor down the road, and they had a garden and no tiller. So I went and tilled their garden. Wednesday, what happened Wednesday? I can't remember all the things. It's kind of a blur. I did lose track of the days this week. I felt like I did not get much for just sit down time. I did get a couple of baths in, and I guess that was like my sit down time. But between sickness and appointments and sports, we didn't end up going to soccer yesterday because my oldest hurt his back, so I just pulled him right out, and my other one is sick, so he couldn't go. And Tuesdays, my daughter goes, and she is healthy, and so I'm hoping that we will still be all right enough to go and help out on Tuesday. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like this is, it sounds like a schmoz of a week, but like we have been very productive. We've gotten things put away. I started cleaning my house. I started at like this corner. I know this is like full of plants, but I started going through, I got all of our winter stuff out of our closets, like right there, that's our front door. So in these closets, I got all of the winter stuff washed and downstairs, not quite put away in bins yet. We got a whole load of garbage and recycling to the dump, which needed to be done before we left actually, but I was pushing it off. And my back was really bad, but still when we left, and it's a lot better now. So we did that. Let me show you this hamster cage because I'm pretty proud of it. And I'm sorry if you're here for all the Charlotte Mason things because I don't know how Charlotte Mason felt about hamsters. But anyway, there's a little bit of tidying that needs to happen here. But let me show you. So when we got a hamster at first, we had like a little cage that they sold us, which was fine. But it was little, you know? And so I had this dresser. Maybe I can move. Oh, there's a box here. I had this dresser that is kind of old, and it wasn't really doing anything in our house. A long time ago, I whitewashed it. it had like bits of Lego and weird things in the room where our Lego is, where we already have a couple of desks. So it was just a piece of furniture that was floating, and it did not have this on it. It was just like open shelves. And so I was like, you know what? Let's donate this to the hamster. It's like really good, thick, solid wood. I know there's potential for chewing wood, but it's thick, solid wood. And my belief is that if a hamster has enough room and space and entertainment, they don't chew on the sides anyways. So we've taken it and we've like converted it into our new hamster cage. So I'm so proud of myself. If I go to this side, let's see. You can't really see what the camera sees. So I put hardware up here to hang our water on there. And then I also drilled a hole in the back so that his wheel could still spin. This is the wheel that came with our smaller cage. These things were like $30 at the pet store, and we just went out and we cut a bunch of willow. I looked it up just to make sure that willow was a wood that was healthy for hamsters, which it is. And I took a hanger and I cut the wire of the hanger, drilled holes, and made him a little safe place. He seems to like his big, like, comfy, cushiony stuff. Hey, buddy. He just makes his own bed. Anyway. And then I drilled a hole in the floor, and this was some tubing that we got, and just to make like a maze with our old cage. And I just put like a little tube ladder down, and so this is another little play place for him. I don't know, we might hang some toys or something here. I had some little pieces of wood and pine cones and stuff that we put here. We made use of some Jenga blocks that we were gonna give away, so that hopefully it'll keep the bedding in. It was just some edging. I made sure to use like glue that was hamster approved. And then the door. So this door, this is pretty cool too, actually. These were frames from some canvases that I had bought like when we were first married, and they've been downstairs, and I've loved them, but they haven't been hanging in my house forever. I can't, and I was looking at them, and I'm not gonna hang them up again. I just don't like them anymore, as beautiful as they were. So I ripped the canvas off, and then we bought some of this wire from the hardware store. I needed to fix the window in the chicken coop anyways with wire. So I put the wire in between, and I like glued it and drilled it together. And then I put just like a 2x4 on here with some hinges. And then down here, I just have like one of these little latches that can like lock and latch. So just push that, and there we go. And he's got so much more space than before. So I'm really proud of myself for this little hamster thing. And we got drawers now to put all the hamster things in. I was gonna leave them downstairs. Like, our downstairs is not humid or damp and it's bright, but I figured if he was up here, then he gets more attention while we're doing school and stuff like that. So anyway, that was my little hamster adventure that I was really proud of this week. Might as well take you guys outside to see the chicken project that I have. So my chickens have always been free range before, but last year we had like a massacre from a fox. There's always a mama fox. She's had a den for years, just like, I don't know, probably not even half a mile that way. And so our dog was doing a great job of making sure to keep predators away, but then all of a sudden he just got lazy. He forgot how to do this or something, I don't know. Anyways, and she ended up getting every one of our chickens last year. And so I wasn't even sure if we were going to continue with chickens, but then I had a friend offer to give me 5 of his. And I was like, you know what? Sure. Oh, they really went out. They hear me. Okay, we're going to open this door. Ah, hello, ladies. Hello. Hello. Anyways, so when we got home, the job was cleaning the coop. So when I left, it was frozen still. And so all like the poop and the flooring in here, that was all needing to be shoveled out. I couldn't do it before then. So I kind of have everything set up for just being clean again, clean wood shavings on the floor. I organized my bins and stuff like that. So I repaired that window, and we have like another ventilation window up there that I repaired just because the squirrels kind of wrecked the screen in it. this year. We had a squirrel who was living in there, I think, in the winter. Anyways, so back to the fox. So what I want to do is I want to build a chicken run so that I can still free range these girls if I'm out in the garden or things like that. I would like to do that. But when we're not around to supervise, I don't want to lose any more chickens to foxes. And so I was trying to think of how we could do this in like a more affordable way. And my husband said, hey, you know, we actually have that old tarp garage frame. And when we first were building our house, this was in 2009. So in 2009, we started building our house, and we bought a tarp garage to basically store all of the tools and things that we were using when we didn't really have a roof over the house yet. And eventually the tarp garage, it got torn away, like the tarp on it got wrecked, but we still have this frame. And so we went and we saved it because we didn't really want to throw it away. And I thought this is actually, it was my husband's idea. He said that would probably be the perfect kind of run for when we're not around to supervise. And I would really love something to be mobile, but for now, this is kind of a perfect solution for us. So I am putting together this frame slowly. We don't have instructions anymore, so I was getting a little frustrated, but I found a whole bunch of poles that I didn't have before. So I'm still constructing and trying to make sure that this is stable. It's almost done. We're getting pretty close to it being done. And then I'm going to wrap the entire thing in chicken wire and make sure to secure the bottoms with boards or wood or something, or even maybe run the wire underneath just to make sure that nothing can dig. And then I think I'm going to put a chicken door. I'm going to cut a chicken door in the side of the coop so that they can kind of freely go from the coop to the run kind of whenever they want. So that's my plan. We're going to try it, and it'll hopefully keep the foxes, you know, at bay and whatever. She's got a new litter of pups this year, so I know that she's going to be hunting, and I just don't want to lose any more chickens. And yeah. The cool thing about these girls is that before we just had brown layers. We just got them from our local hatchery, and I didn't know what kind of layers these girls would be. So we got these chickens. They were still pretty young. They weren't laying yet when we got them. And now we're back, and it's springtime, and it's warmer, and they are laying different colors than we had before. So this is what we're getting now. So there is like a light brown. Oh, I feel like this light is not good. Guys, are gonna have to see my messy kitchen behind me. So there's like this light brown, and then let's see what these are, kind of the olive. Well, I guess this one's more blue, like a light blue, and then this is an olive. So we must have an olive agar and brown and blue, and I'm just like, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. So what did we do this week? We farm schooled, we life schooled. The kids did what they could to help. Some of them could help, some of them couldn't for everything. Honestly, my little 5-year-old, she was like my helper this week. She loves helping with stuff. And the kids had a lot of outside time. And yeah, so that's my vlog this week, guys. I feel, honestly, you know what's crazy? I'm most disappointed about coming on here without being like, we got another week of school done, which is like, I'm not here to please anybody. I am not here to check something off on YouTube. And I'm definitely not here to tell you guys I did something that I didn't do. So that's real life, and that's our week 10. So anyways, the other thing I was thinking, my plan was to go to the end of May and then finish off our school year, like call it a year at the end of May and start our summer break. So I may still do that, but I'm tossing around. If we miss this week, then we may just like go into June, and maybe we'll need another week. Like if we still have sick kids and stuff, I may take next week off as well of our actual schedule and do 2 weeks in June. It wasn't my plan before. I didn't really want to do that, but maybe we will. So we'll see. That's the flexibility of homeschooling too. And I think that it's springtime. If my kids at all want to go enjoy outside, you know, even my little sick ones can usually go at least sit on the deck or the trampoline or something. That's great. I love that. So anyway, that is what's up. That's what's happening this week, or that's what happened this weekend. We will hopefully talk to you soon. I do want to come on soon too and share for the mega bundle that's coming up. So stay tuned for more details on that, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for being here.